Welcome to another episode of US Men's National Team Abroad, where we update you on what US Men's National Team players abroad did on the previous week. Very short, very summarized, the way you want it. We're also going to start updating you guys on US coaches abroad, such as Jesse Marsh. We're going to include it to the episode in future episodes. And we added a lot of players you guys requested in this episode. So make sure you comment down below if you want us to add more. We obviously can't add all of them, but we try to do as many as we can. We start the episode with transfer rumors, then I talk about the main players, then I go by position. So why don't we get started? Hey everyone, Pedro Parker here. You know, I got superpowers, but so do you. Don't forget that you have the superpower to make this channel grow. So hit the like button, subscribe, share the video so we can continue doing these weekly updates. Alright? If you don't, I'll come after you. Where are my tacos? Alright, that was weird. So let's just go to transfer rumors or even transfers that might happen. So I'm going to start with Brian Reynolds this week. According to one report from an Italian journalist and insider John Solano, it's Juventus that are the frontrunners to sign Brian Reynolds at the moment. Roma did make an offer last week of $9.2 million, but apparently Juve are the frontrunners. Club Brugge from Belgium also has a chance, but apparently it's Juve, then Roma, then Club Brugge. If he does go to Juventus, apparently he's going to be loaned to Cagliari and then maybe eventually be back to Juventus. So it's not a bad move. It's really not a bad move right now for Brian Reynolds. Now let's go to Daryl Dike. So Daryl Dike, the US Men's National Team center forward, has been getting a lot of attention from other international clubs, more specifically Club Brugge. However, the main issue has been the price tag Orlando City has placed, as it's too high, which it's reportedly to be around $9 million, and no team is willing to pay that right now for a rookie. So Daryl Dike, it's really just a rumor. There's no offers right now on the table. But I can see him moving in 2021 or 2022 and becoming another US Men's National Team Abroad player. That concludes the transfer rumors. Now let's go to how the players that are already abroad performed this week. Christian Pulisic, our best US Men's National Team player. So he played Saturday on the 3-1 loss that Chelsea had versus Arsenal. He played a full 90 minutes. He started the game at the right wing, which is not my personal favorite. I prefer him to play in the left wing. In the second half, he did have a lot of good chances created by him. He was the most active player, and he was honestly the best player for Chelsea in that game. In that game, we did a watch-along, so I was following the game very closely, and you guys should probably join us on our next live stream, our next watch-along. So now, he also played today, Monday, on the time of the recording, versus Aston Villa, full 90 minutes on a 1-1 draw that Chelsea had. So in the 11th minute, he did miss a clear chance on a 1-on-1 play versus a defender. On the 31st minute, he missed another chance off a cross from Azpilicueta. So he wasn't having the best game so far. However, he was key for Chelsea's goal, starting the play that led to Giroud's goal. He was also playing the left wing, which is what we like to see. So it was better to see him in the left wing, and it was also good to see Pulisic play on Saturday and on Monday. So that's 2 days apart, which shows us that he's healthy. Let's move on to the next player. Well, Weston Mckennie, one of the best players from the United States abroad this season. He's been fantastic for Juventus. And Mckennie started for Juventus on Tuesday and was subbed off in the 73rd minute. The sub was more so Juve could be a little more offensive in the game since they were down 1-0. After he was subbed off, they lost 3-0. Not the best performance from the young American, and not the worst, but as he left the game, Juventus did get worse. Mckennie continues to be outstanding, continues to start, and long term, he's looking very good for Juventus. Andrea Pirlo really likes him. He's just enjoying life right now. Alright, now Giovanni Reyna, the son of Claudio Reyna. How did he do last week? Gio Reyna started for Dortmund at the DFB Pokal, which is the German Cup. He was subbed off in the 83rd minute when the game was 1-0, and it ended 2-0 with a Dortmund win over Eintracht Braunschweig. Maybe I said that right. Reyna contributed in the midfield, had a good game, but nothing special. He currently has 22 games this season, 4 goals, 6 assists at age 18, so it's quite impressive. The Bundesliga is off this weekend, so he will only play again in 2021. Also, congratulations to Gio Reyna for being voted U.S. Young Male Soccer Athlete of the Year 2020. Congratulations to Giovanni Reyna, the son of Claudio Reyna. Now Sergino Dest, that has been outstanding for Barcelona this season, one of the most consistent and reliable players in the team. On Tuesday, Sergino Dest started for Barcelona and he played a full 90 minutes again in their 3-0 victory. Dest played a more offensive role in this game, and he benefited from the fact that Barcelona had a new formation in this game with 3 defenders. In that case, Sergino Dest was able to play as a right wing-back, right midfielder, and Dest was able to get an assist for Barcelona's second goal. He continues to be one of the most reliable players and one of the most dangerous players up top. Dest has played 19 games for Barcelona and has been nothing but consistent all season. Now Tyler Adams, he continues to play a role more as a bench player than a starter. He came off the bench at the 77th minute at the DFB Pokal, which I said is the German Cup, versus Augsburg. When he came in, the game was 2-0 and it ended 3-0 for Leipzig. Adams came in to contribute on the midfield with the defensive end, which he did his job, held a clean sheet, did well, but he played as a right back in this game. So he is versatile. He can play as the box-to-box midfielder, CDM as a right back. This game he played as a right back for RB Leipzig, and there were no Bundesliga games over the weekend. All right, now let me update you guys on our goalkeepers abroad. Then I'm going to go to center backs, full backs, midfield, and forwards. But goalkeepers, let's start with Zach Steffen. So last Tuesday, Zach Steffen started for Manchester City at the EFL Cup game versus Arsenal. He had a good game. Manchester City won 4-1 versus Arsenal. Unfortunately, he was not able to keep a clean sheet, but overall, really good game, solid game. Over the weekend, back to normal. Zach Steffen was at the bench. He did not play for Manchester City at their 2-0 win versus Newcastle. Just stay at the bench. Ederson was the starter. Now, Ethan Horvath. Ethan was at the bench for the full 90 minutes at Club Brugge's 3-0 win this Saturday versus Eupen for the Belgium League. He continues to be the backup and get no minutes. Club Brugge would only play again January 10th, which means if he has any chance of playing, he will only play in 2021, but he hasn't really been getting minutes at all. All right, now let's go to our center backs, the center backs for the US men's national team. The first one is John Brooks. Wolfsburg got a 4-0 win versus Sandhausen, I probably said that name wrong, for the German Cup last Wednesday. John Brooks was rested and did not play for that match. So John Brooks on the previous week had some back problems, so he was probably just rested since they were playing a lower division team. There's no reason to worry. He's definitely still a starter for the team. Chris Richards. Chris Richards didn't play at all for Bayern, just stayed at the bench, and Bayern didn't play over the weekend, so no minutes for Chris Richards this week. Matt Miazga started this weekend for Anderlecht on their 2-0 win. Anderlecht defeated on Sunday Beerschot, and Miazga played the full 90 minutes and helped the team keep a clean sheet, which is all you want from a defender. Solid performance, solid game from Matt Miazga for Anderlecht this weekend. Now, a new player we added, Kik Pierre, I hope I said his name right, that plays in the Dutch League. He played a full 90 minutes for Fuente in the Dutch League on last Tuesday after 2-0 loss. He did not have the best game, he got a yellow card, he did okay. He's a 20-year-old American, is slowly getting minutes, and has 9 games this season for the Dutch League. So he's a player to watch out. So we're going to start covering him a little more as he starts to get more minutes at the Dutch League. And he was one of the recommendations of our viewers. So thank you very much. All right, let's talk about our fullbacks now. And I'm going to start with Anthony Robinson. So on Saturday, he played a full 90 minutes again for Fulham. And he continues to have more offensive roles since Fulham continues to play with 3 defenders in the back. He continues to be one of the most consistent left backs in the Premier League this season, and he's been having solid performances from the team. And if we're patient with him at the US men's national team, he is our future left back for sure. Reggie Cannon, one of the most consistent players for the Liga NOS at Portugal for Boa Vista, but he wasn't too good this time. So this time, Reggie Cannon was subbed off in the 65th minute, where Boa Vista was losing 3-0. They ended up losing 4-1. And this was the first time he missed any minutes this season. He was subbed off because he wasn't having the greatest game. But it's okay. He's been amazing. He's speculated to go to Benfica. And I'm still very optimistic on our fullback, our right back, Reggie Cannon. Now let's talk about Harry Wingo from Mold. Another suggestion from one of our viewers. He did not play this week and has been playing as a right back and left back at times. So far he played 20 games this season. He has 1 goal and 2 assists at the Norwegian League for Mold. Now let's talk about another right back. Well, he was left and right. So now right back Yedlin from Newcastle. Played a full 90 minutes for Newcastle at the EFL Cup at their loss 1-0 to Brentford, a championship team. Honestly, he was not the problem in the game, but he wasn't the solution either. But he's doing okay. Now over the weekend, he also played a full 90 minutes for Newcastle on their loss 2-0 to Manchester City. He was even embarrassed by Sterling in the play, which left him on the floor. He had a 60% pass completion rate, only 1 interception. Over the weekend versus Manchester City, he did not have a good game. Not a good game for Yedlin at all. Now let's move to the midfielders. I'm done with fullbacks. Now the midfielders, and I'm going to start with Yunus Musah, the player for Valencia, which hopefully he commits to the US men's national team very soon. So Valencia lost to Sevilla on Tuesday 1-0, and Yunus Musah came off the bench on the 68th minute when the game was 0-0. He did not have much of an impact in the game, but let's not forget he did pick up a slight injury versus Barcelona on the previous week. So maybe he's still feeling the injury. That's why he was off the bench. But he's been nothing but outstanding for Valencia this season. There's nothing to complain about. Now, Johnny Cardoso that plays for Internacional in Brazil. And honestly, there's not that many updates on him besides what I've already said last week. He was once again not part of the 18 players to join the game where Internacional played Sunday. He is recovered from the injury and practicing. However, it seems like they're just taking it slow with him and he hasn't really played ever since the US men's national team camp that he was a part of. He has 11 games this season and 1 assist. Most of the games were in August and September. He has only played 3 games since he returned from the US men's national team camp in October. So I'll keep updating you guys regarding Cardoso, but that's the situation right now. Hopefully he starts to get minutes again. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Quick update on Richie Ledezma, which you already have before. He's done for the season with a torn ACL. That's just a quick update that many of you already know. Now, Otoso, in this weekend, he started at the bench on Sunday on the Wolves game versus the Spurs. The Spurs started an early lead, 1-0. At the 83rd minute, Otoso came in. Now, at the 87th, Wolves scored and tied the game to finish 1-1. Otoso did have an impact in the game. He played well on the defensive end, not helping much on the scoring end, but on the defensive end. So Otoso continues to show what he came for. Very athletic, solid on defense. Hopefully they continue playing more as a box-to-box midfielder or more as a CDM rather than the previous game where they put him almost as an attacking midfielder. But he continues to be consistent for Wolves. Alright, now it's the fun part. The forwards, the guys that score goals, but they haven't really been scoring goals, but actually this weekend some of them did score goals. So let's start with Tim Weah. So Weah started for Lille at their 3-2 win over Montpellier on Wednesday. He played 77 minutes, played more as a right winger. He got a goal when he left the game. It was 2-2. He was one of their best players in the game by far. He's slowly getting Galtier, Lille's manager's trust, and will likely play him more in the future as the season goes on. As he gets more trust of his manager, you can see him getting more minutes. He pretty much comes in every single game, and sometimes he's getting some starts. He's been scoring goals the past few weeks. Now let's talk about Folarin Balogun from Arsenal, and his name just sounds like medicine at times to me. I don't know. On Tuesday, he came into the game in the 77th minute on the 4-1 loss from Arsenal against Manchester City for the EFL Cup. When he came in, it was already 4-1 and not much happened. Over the weekend, he was not included in the Arsenal roster that played versus Chelsea. So Folarin Balogun continues to get some minutes on cup games. For the Premier League, he barely plays. And for the Europa League, he did get minutes, so he probably won't get minutes on the knockout round. Sebastian Soto. So Soto was back at the starting lineup last Monday for Telstar. However, he did not have a good game. He was subbed off at halftime when the team was down 1-0, and Telstar ended up coming back without Sebastian Soto for a 2-1 win. So Soto was back from suspension, and he didn't do too well. Nicolas Giocchini. Did I say that right? Because you guys are probably going to tell me I said it wrong. Don't worry, I'll get it right eventually. So he played a full 90 minutes for Caen at their 4-1 loss on League 2. He played as a center forward, and the ball didn't really get much to him, so there's not much to talk about there. It was an okay performance. It's not really his fault. It was more of a team's fault. Now, Josh Sargent. Last Wednesday, Sargent played 87 minutes, pretty much 90 minutes, on a 3-0 win for Werder Bremen versus Hannover 96 for the German Cup. He was one of their best players in the game. He scored the second goal for Bremen, and the only reason he was subbed off in the 87th minute was to rest him. The game was done. He played 90 minutes, pretty much. Conrad de la Fuente. Well, once again, Conrad de la Fuente didn't get any minutes for Barcelona once again. He really needs to go on a loan. He didn't play. That's all I can say. That's been the update for all episodes of USMNT's National Team Abroad Weekly. Now, Ulysses LLanez, that plays for Heerenveen at the Dutch League. Heerenveen lost 3-0 to Feyenoord on Wednesday, and LLanez came into the game at the 77th minute when the game was 2-0. He was very active at the game, but not much to say here. Didn't create many opportunities. Heerenveen will only play again on January 10th, so you won't see anything or hear from LLanez for a little bit. Now let's talk about Haji Wright, which was another player that many of you requested. So he did not play this week for the Danish League. They're on break till February. However, once he's back, he's suspended for getting a red card in the last game. He has been very good this season with 7 goals in 12 games. So Haji Wright's having a breakout season. Hopefully he can go to a bigger league where we can get more coverage of him. Now, Emmanuel Sabbi, same situation as Haji Wright. Plays for the Danish League. No games till February. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some friendlies or something. And if they do, we'll update you guys. But that's it. That's it for now for the Danish League players. At the end of the video right now, I'm going to mention a couple players that if you're a good viewer, if you love us, you're here, you made it to the end. I'm going to mention a couple players and you comment down below if you want us to cover them in the next few weeks because they've been starting to get relevant. The first player is Matthew Hope from Schalke 04. The other player is Chris Gloucester, Chris Durkin, and Tyler Boyd. Let us know if you want us to cover any of these 4 players. Let us know also if you want us to cover also USA coaches abroad. We're probably going to do a couple next week, or if you have any specific coach you want us to cover. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, share it, comment down below, subscribe to support the series so we can continue updating you weekly. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.